Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Bengal Magazine. We've got a little bit of everything today, and we're going to start with track and field. Eugene Lewis, the head coach of the Bengals, the triumphant Bengals, is going to be here, and Eugene's bringing along Felipe Yanez, a freshman distance runner from Corona, New York. And then Marie Curran, the softball coach, joins us. Marie is bringing along Kara Stein, a junior from Amherst. We're going to have a tour of the renovations of Houston Gym, dramatic changes at Houston Gym, and we want to show you about those. And then in between all that, we've got Joes versus Pros. We're going to go out and do a little target shooting with lacrosse. And then, of course, the Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week and Take 5 with the Bengals. So we got a big show. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk track and field. Well, congratulations are going out again to Corey Cox from the track and field team. He is this week's Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week. Corey contributed 40 points in the Bengals' 130 points as they won their second ever SUNY Indoor Championship this past weekend at Brockport. Corey is a junior health and wellness major. He was a two-time SUNY champion over the weekend, won the long jump with the second longest jump in the nation at 7.27 meters, also ran a leg of the winning 4x400 meter relay that set a meet record at 3:21.61. He was not done. He was the runner-up in the 60-meter dash at 6:95 and the 200-meter dash in 21.98, which converts to fifth in the nation. And he was also fifth in the triple jump at 13.29 meters. So, boy, I need to catch my breath. Congratulations to Corey Cox from track and field, this week's Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week. And funny how we're joined now by the track and field coach of Buffalo State. Eugene Lewis is here, and he's bringing along Felipe Yanez. And welcome, gentlemen. Let's talk about the conference championship. Congratulations to both of you. On the men's side, did it go as planned?
Actually, going into the meet, our expectations are always high. We always not necessarily plan to win a championship, but we expect to be extremely competitive. Cortland at the time appeared to be the true rival.
Okay.
Oneonta has a very strong team, and as the meet progressed, we kind of realized that we were in position to win the meet. So when we say, did it go as planned, I'm going to say yes as a coach, because as we planned our event groups, entered our kids into the events that they were strong in, they performed at a very high level.
Okay, so you have a young man right next to you, and I'm assuming you thought he was going to win by that comment, the 800. Mm-hmm. A freshman from Corona, New York. Felipe, congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Let me ask the coach first. Am I correct in saying you are not surprised at that performance in the 800?
Absolutely, Tom. You know, as we recruited Felipe, strategically looking at a distance perspective, and he was also a strong runner in cross country, obviously. Okay. We strategically recruited individuals to fit our team the way that we needed it to win a championship. So when we recruited him, we knew what his role was going to be, and our expectations were high, and his were also. So he performed again at a very high level and did exactly what he was coached to do. Well,
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm looking at you, and I was talking to you off camera. It doesn't seem like you're too surprised that you won this. Well, first place, any type of surprise to you, Felipe?
I was not. Actually, I was worried about competing with my teammates because we had first, second, and third place in that race.
Thank you.
I was running with Alex and Austin in the same race. And Alex, he's a hell of a runner, and we had a good race.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going for a win, but it was hard to run with my teammates. But
well, it's interesting. I mean, he pushes you on. I mean, that's the competitive nature of what you have in your program right now.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the race. Did it go as planned?
It went as planned, because we were talking about how nobody else. We were seated first. Alex and I, we were like first and second. So we're trying to get out of blocks really fast, and that's what Alex did for the team. And he took off really fast. He took the lead for the first 600 meters, and the last lap was anyone's land. So the last lap was crazy, and we just pushed it, and
oh, that's fantastic.
It came out to to a good race. It was a good race.
He was not only involved in the 800, and we're both smiling now because what we talked about off camera, that I just learned that it was a very tight meet, and then an hour or so after he runs a grueling 800. I mean, if anyone's run the 800, it's very grueling. He has to get right back to it to really turn the tide for the conference championship. Why don't you explain what happened there?
Yes, doing his 800 performance, his biggest competition was his teammate, and those guys battled in practice and so on and so forth. And Felipe had an unbelievable finish in that race to the point where he almost injured himself.
Okay.
And so we were a little concerned about that, and as we had to fill out our distance medley relay, he runs the last leg of that relay, and it was an extremely close meet.
What is the distance medley relay again? What are the events?
The distance medley relay is a relay race that involves the 400 meters, 800 meters, 1,200 meters, and 1,600 meters, which is a mile.
Wow.
And Felipe was a key piece. Being a freshman, he runs the last leg, which is the actual mile. So I could tell you as coaches, we were a bit nervous. And one of the things I told him before he got out there is this is what we recruited you for, and this is what you said you want to do, compete at a high level and have people depend on you, and it was an awesome performance.
Wow. This was an hour after you got done doing the 800. Now you have to run the mile. And you were mentally prepared for that, ready to go?
Well, at the beginning I was not, because I was happy with my personal win, and then I realized that actually was not about me, it was the whole team before me. And I just gotta do it. It doesn't matter I'm crying or during the race I'm in pain. It doesn't matter, you just gotta do it.
Just gotta get it done.
You gotta do it.
Tell me about real quickly, we've got a couple of minutes, but the recruiting process of someone from Corona, New York, which is just inside of Queens, New York. You mentioned something off camera again about the philosophy and what you're doing down in the New York City area.
Yeah, absolutely. We recruit Long Island, New York City extremely hard. In my tenure here, we've had tremendous success, and what's beginning to happen is, as kids begin to look at colleges from a education standpoint and a track and field experience, Buffalo State is becoming one of the well-known institutions. And after we had earmarked Felipe based on his high school performances, he was city champ and things of that sort. Coach Schmidt did a tremendous job of, building a relationship and kind of following up on things. And we were interested in Felipe, obviously, as a runner, but he's a great student, an individual that's involved in student government and things of that sort. And we thought he would be a great asset to the college.
Well, guys, congratulations again on a terrific individual performance, great team performance, second ever conference championship for the men. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little softball. But before that, here's another installment of Joes versus Pros. And here we are in the Buckham Hall Gymnasium for our next installment of Joes versus Pros. We're going to do a little sharpshooting with the lacrosse team. And I'd like to introduce the pro for this installment, and that's Becca Martinez. Becca, come on in. Becca is a senior from Syracuse. Becca had 34 goals last year, 80 for her career. Are you ready for this challenge?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Well, let's bring it on then. Today's Joe is none other than, well, look who's here, the athletics director, Jerry Boyce. Jerry, I understand you were an All-American at Ithaca.
I was.
Lacrosse?
No, it was football.
Oh, we had a ball, though. It was a ball. Football, the All-American in football at Ithaca many years ago versus the pro in lacrosse. Let's see how it works. Each contestant's going to get 5 shots. They have to get the ball in any one of those 9 holes behind me. Winner with the most shots in the hole. Everybody okay with that? Let's get to it. Okay, we're going to do alternate shots here. First up, athletics director Jerry Boyce. 0. Becca Martinez, her first shot. No, that went through the side. Nobody scored yet. Jerry, round 2. No, Jer, missed by a couple inches. Becca, round 2. We still do not have any score here. Jerry, round 3. Doing some trash talking. That would have been good, right in the goalie's chest. Becca? No, we are scoreless after 3 rounds. Jerry, round 4. Are we going to go into overtime? Hits the post. Becca, round 4. Still no score. Round 5. No. Becca, offensive captain. We are going into overtime. First one to score is the winner. Jerry's up. No. Back. And there is your winner right there. Becca Martinez wins. And once again, the pros remain undefeated in Joes versus pros.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Campbell. I'm a senior with the track team here at Buffalo State. I'm from Owego, New York. My favorite TV show is Arrested Development, and my favorite movie is Strange Wilderness. I have an associate's degree from Hilbert College before I came here. I originally started running track just to get in shape for soccer. Something most of my teammates don't know about me is I volunteer with the Coast Guard here in Buffalo, and I do a lot of work and training at the station there. My pregame superstition is I always have to have a pep talk from Coach Allen. That's how I know I'm going to get a good race. He always gets me motivated.
I was going to say let's go outdoors and play a little softball, but it's 5 degrees outside right now. But we're still going to talk softball. Marie Curran joins us along with her junior, Kara Stein. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
First time on the show as we move into the season. Why don't we start with a quick makeup of the team? It looks like you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're really lucky this year. We added 5 new players, 2 pitchers, who's really going to help the depth with Maddie Konis and Sam Tilkins returning.
Okay.
So our 1-2 punch is going to be much larger this year. So
yeah.
We're really excited about that. New position-wise, Kate Burnell and Jordan Dudish are going to be moving to catcher from infield positions.
Big moves.
Kara's moving to first base.
Okay.
And we have everybody moving everywhere.
Wow.
So we'll
my head is absolutely spinning.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Well, I introduced her as a catcher, I think, in the tees coming in.
Yeah.
So news to me. That I'm always told last, right? I'm the associate athletic director, but that's okay. What does that do for you? Let's talk about moving from catcher to first. Have you played first, and how do you feel there?
Yeah, I've played there a few times over the summer, and I was a catcher in high school, but, you know, it's just wherever you need to play, you just have to fill the role. So I guess that's just what I'm transitioning to.
As long as you're playing, too.
Yep.
What do you like about this team? It's kind of a different team.
Yeah, it is. We had a bunch of new transfers that came over, but they gelled right in, and it's a core group of us still returning, so I think we still have the team chemistry, and the new, like Coach said, the freshman pitcher, she's fitting right well.
Great.
And so
Great.
it's working out.
Yeah, we walked over with boots on, winter coats, and we're talking softball, which drives me crazy. And it's been relentless, the cold weather. And yet we have facilities, we're inside. What are your practice plans like being indoors? What are you working on?
We're really lucky because we have a great space here at Buffalo State. So we have Buckham Gym currently. It's a wonderful batting facility, great place for the girls to have extra time for our pitchers and catchers. So we're able to fit their academic schedules very easily.
Okay.
And then we share the sports arena with many other varsity teams. But for us, for softball, we can fit an entire field in the sports arena.
Wow.
So we're lucky we actually get to have outfielders throwing full distance versus trying to fit that in a small gym. So
wow.
You know,
so you can actually work on, let's say, cutoffs, plays like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're really fine-tuning hitting, fine-tuning skill work. Pitchers are able to throw live, and then we're able to put a whole defense together before we get on dirt.
And that must, getting back to, again, your switch to first, that must work well for you. Even though you're not outdoors, you can set up a diamond and work on certain plays dealing with your new position.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me about the second full year now, Coach, being here with the Bengals. Where is your program now? Is it where you want it to be in terms of the makeup and the philosophy and what you're trying to instill in your players?
We're definitely getting there. The returners who had me as an assistant coach have done a wonderful job transitioning with me and really building on a philosophy. You know, Coach Hollander and I were very, very similar, but I'm a little bit more crazy when it comes to the aggressive side of base running and offense. So the girls have really bought into it. We're very lucky with Nate Young, our strength coach. The girls are really getting it after in the weight room in the mornings, and then speed school has made our team significantly faster this year. So we're excited to steal a lot of bases.
Well, let's talk about speed school. What exactly is, maybe you can speak to speed school as a student athlete.
Every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday after we warm up, it's just like a bunch of fine-tuning things with your form and starting and just getting speed and working up to speed and having flexibility in every part of your leg pretty much, and that extra second always helps. So
I'm in the hallway and I see these rubber bands and weird things that the girls are doing in terms of stepping with them, etc. And I'm sure that's part of it, and also leading off and when to lead off and how to step off a base. Take us through speed school in your eyes.
What we've been able to develop is running form, which most athletes who are non-track and field athletes never learn. They're just told, go run. And I wish all of our girls were track and field athletes. First of all, with our coaching staff here at Buff State, it would be wonderful. But they're now learning how to run and be explosive and get off the base at the right time, have better jumps, because for us, 60 feet is really short. So if we gain 1/10 of a second, that could be 5 to 10 more stolen bases from one athlete.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
Improvement from last year. As you look at this team and you're moving forward in camp, what are 1 or 2 things that you'd like to see this team do better than what was happening in 2013?
We comment a lot about 6 inches. And it's the 6 inches between their ears.
Oh, there you go.
So now the places we failed last year were big hits at the end of games, not walking players from the opposing team, defensive errors at the end of games, and that's all the mental side of softball. So we've really worked on the confidence from the standpoint of increasing the players' abilities, their strengths, and then their confidence in themselves, now building the confidence in each other.
Okay.
That I know as a pitcher, I can throw a pitch and my teammates are going to play great defense behind me. So I don't have to try to be perfect. I just have to be a great teammate.
How about that? And in your eyes, personally, now I know it's a team game and there's no I, but there is an M-E. What are you working on right now? What do you hope to improve on?
I'm just trying to fine-tune my hitting, I think, because like you said, it's hard with not being outside. So in the gym, we're just constantly on a tee, beating ourselves up, doing everything right, trying to, fine-tune that extra thing. So I think that's a big thing I'm working on is my hitting.
So when we go down to Florida, translate that onto the field. I'm sure you can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, just being on dirt, I think, is the biggest thing, and we get to practice down there. So we've been outside once on the turf, but being on dirt and getting a ground ball off the dirt rather than the gym floor is so different. So. And
then that confidence. Now we're talking the trip to Florida, 10 games. Sunshine and some team bonding, some fun, but it's really business down there, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. We arrive in Florida Wednesday evening, so the girls leave. We leave after classes. We have practice day Thursday, so we'll do a double practice to get them tons of repetitions defensively on the dirt, and then also hitting, where they're able to see how they're hitting, where the ball's landing on the grass, and what's working. And then right after it on Friday, we have a double header starting at 9 a.m.
Wow. So. Are you excited? I mean, how excited are you right now?
I'm really excited. The competition's always so good down there. So.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's a great way, the competition, and for a coach to see what you have.
Yes.
Ladies, thanks for being on the show, and best of luck down in Florida. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to give you a little tour of the renovations of Houston Gym. But before that, here's a quick Take 5 with the Bengals.
Hi, my name's Jenna Minnick, and I'm a junior on the women's hockey team. My hometown is Rochester, New York. My favorite food to eat is baked ziti. My favorite movie to watch is Step Brothers. The best place I've ever been has been Italy. The favorite thing about being a Buff State Bengal is being a part of a lovely team.
Well, it's been a couple months since we saw the renovation of the Houston Gym, and there have been some dramatic changes. We thought we'd bring you in for a 2-month update. And with us is Mike Bonfani, the project manager here at Buffalo State. So come on in, let's take a look at the new Houston Gym. Well, Mike, we're down here in what looks to be offices, and I think one of the great things about Houston Gym is that it brings the people that need to be together. So what are we looking at right here?
This is the football core, so this is where the football coaches and meeting rooms will be. And each of the coaches, some are paired up, some are in single offices. This is the program, the team is completely in this area.
Correct. And then down here we have something that everybody's familiar with from way back when, and those are the racquetball courts on the, as you're looking at it, viewers, on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side is the football locker room.
That's correct. The football locker room, and just beyond that is the weight room.
Okay.
So those facilities are all close to each other for more efficiency.
Well, let's take a look at that too. Well, we're about ready to walk into the football locker room, and this is a beautiful facility here, Mike, and it's really doing a couple things. Obviously, football is in its own locker room, and it's kind of bringing some people together too, right?
Correct. They previously, the underclassmen or the JV, so to speak, were in separate locker rooms in different pockets of the building. They had cage facilities for lockup of their items. This will put them all in one team room where they can all manage their own personal items and their equipment, and put the entire team together.
Wow. Well, why don't you come on in and enjoy the view here. Now, as we walk in, you'll notice that on the floor is a what looks to be brown plastic. That is actually where the Bengal logo will go. All locker rooms will have the logo in the main floor of the locker room. So this is football locker room, and this should be plenty of room for the entire team, over 100 lockers here. Well, Mike, you talk about convenience. We go from the football locker room, which is huge, and right around the corner is the varsity weight room.
Correct. The field entrance is in between them.
Okay.
So that when you leave the locker room, you can leave to the field, and you come through this vestibule, and you've now entered the varsity weight room, which is a third bigger than the previous one.
Wow. Well, Mike, we are now in the beautiful and very large athletic training and rehab room, which brings both training and rehab into one room, which was not the case last year. And tell us about the room and this fantastic piece of equipment here.
This room is geared to create some open space so that the trainers can examine athletes and treat them, tape them, and deal with their injuries. The offices are at the entry point before the corridor near the arena.
Okay.
The head trainer is to the right, his assistants are to the left. As you come through this open area, there'll be a variety of tables for examining and doing work on the athletes. And when you come here to the left, this is basically it's an icing tub. So what we used to do is fill tubs with ice, 55-gallon drums, and put athletes' legs into them to ice them. This stainless steel tub is made for that. You can fit multiple athletes in there to ice their legs down and get them out in the 10 minutes or whatever's prescribed and move them along.
I could do the backstroke in this thing. It's
so
got
its own contained refrigeration unit. No ice is needed.
None at all.
None.
Fantastic.
Not in that facility.
Fantastic. Well, that's level 1 of the renovated Houston gym. Let's take a quick walk upstairs and see level 2. Well, we're in the north side of the building right now in level 2. And Mike, to our left is this incredible expansive room, and this is the new fitness center.
Yes, we've gone through and actually made this brighter. It used to be downstairs, had no windows. Now the cardio area in the far side of the room will be where the cardio equipment is.
Okay.
And they'll have a view of the outside. They'll have electronics right at the equipment.
If the viewers can forgive the well, it's a mess, but it's a good mess. Over to our left here now is the auditorium, and this has had quite a remake first with this big, beautiful wall and window.
That's correct. The pool, the basin, stayed predominantly the same. The diving well was made a little deeper, but the finishes were all changed through the floor, to the walls, to the bleachers, new lighting, sprinkler system, new scoreboard. There will be a new record board going up to the end of that scoreboard, and we'll have window film depicting graphics on the new windows that are at the far end of the pool.
Well, we're now at the part of the building that everybody knows, and that's the actual gymnasium of Houston Gym. So let's take a walk in, Mike, and why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Well, that's correct. The gym has been reapportioned to take a little bit from it to add mechanical space, but it's got a full court and 2 side courts. It'll be set up for volleyball, for practice space. It's got drop curtains with the bottom solid so that they can practice in there, and it'll stop the balls from flying in the wrong places. And it's got scoreboards. There's going to be logos up on the orange wall, the far wall.
Can't wait for that, Mike.
Big Bengal head over to the left and a Bengals logo to the right.
And the floor is old, but it's amazing.
Right. This floor is 1.25 inch thick, solid wood, tongue and groove floor. And because of that, it can be refinished multiple times and restriped.
So this floor is over 60 years old, and Turner and Buffalo State decided it's a great floor. Let's just resurface it. Well, Mike, thanks for another great tour. And gosh, when do I start moving back in?
Construction should be complete after the first week of June, and by the beginning of July to the middle of July, we'll be moving. Fantastic, right before camps open up in August. Mike, thanks again for a terrific tour. Really appreciate it. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Bengal Magazine. Thanks to everybody in Instructional Resources and this big guy for the last year of working through Houston Gym. We're going to see you again in 2 weeks for another edition of Bengal Magazine.